welcome into the latest Hear Me, See Me podcast. I'm your host, Melissa Bruner. Hear Me, See Me is a year-long initiative with all of us here at WIBW TV, raising awareness of mental health, talking about the issue, and looking at all of the concerns and things that happen around the area of mental health. And one of the things we have been doing, especially here on the podcast, is amplifying voices, allowing people to share their stories. And by sharing stories, our guest today says you can find support. Alicia Strube is from Horton, Kansas. Thank you so much for making the drive down here, Alicia.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about a really cool Facebook page that you have, but let's set it up a little bit and think about the backstory. You were how old when you started this Facebook group? It's called #MentalHealthAwareness?
Yes.
How old were you when you started it?
14.
What was going on in your life at 14 years old that led up to this?
I was severely bullied and had a lot of trauma. And I went through a lot of psych hospitals. And I actually went on Facebook to see if there's a group for all of my diagnoses. And there's only different ones for different types of diagnosis, not the whole mental health in general. And so I was like, I just thought I'd make one myself. And I'm here now.
And you're here now.
So.
What are all your diagnoses, if I may ask, what you're comfortable sharing?
Yeah, I have PTSD, ADHD, general anxiety, depression, ODD, bipolar, so.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
When you were 14, how were you maybe acting or behaving, and more importantly, feeling?
Just down. It's not gonna get better. No one understands. So that's why I made the group.
I don't know if people necessarily understand bullying. I mean,
Right.
I imagine it goes beyond, and especially with social media nowadays. I'm a little bit older than you. And when I was a kid, you could go home and you could escape it. There was a safe haven. What was your experience like?
Family. That's my escape.
Right.
So.
And obviously you were using social media, so
Yep.
even sometimes on social media, was that really an escape for you, or did it continue online?
It was online, yeah. It was everywhere. Bullying was everywhere, so it's hard to escape it.
Mm-hmm. And that led to these feelings you were having.
Yeah.
Who did you talk to about those feelings?
I had therapists. I don't really like talking about my feelings to people because I think it's like I have too much. So.
How was your family in supporting you, or did you sometimes feel like you couldn't talk to them either?
Oh no, they're amazing.
Yeah.
I will always go to them. So since day one, they've stuck by my side. They didn't give up on me.
Do you mind if I ask how bad it got? I know you said sometimes it's hard to talk about your own feelings because there is so much, but did you want to be with us? At some points, were you kind of low and thinking, gosh, I wonder if I want to go on?
Yeah.
But you had family to support you.
I did.
Okay, so family's cool, but as you went through therapy, what was missing? Even as much support as your family gave, what was the missing piece, do you feel like?
I don't know. It's just people who are going through the same thing as me. And my family have some issues too, but I felt like I had a lot and not a lot of people really understood. So.
How isolating is that, if you can describe when you feel like no one really, really understood? How isolating was that?
It just made me even worse. Made me feel I don't know how to explain it. It got bad.
Kind of a cycle.
Yep.
Yeah. So you start a Facebook page.
Yep.
What happened?
I honestly didn't think it'd blow up like this. I just did it just to do it. And then I had a guy that kind of helped me. We're no longer talking. But, and then it just blew up. Like, it seriously just blew up.
Like, how quickly? So you started the page when? It was what
2015.
year? 2015.
Yeah.
And when you first put it out there, was it like one or two people the first couple
Yeah, we
days?
had like 5-10 for a couple years, and then all of a sudden we have 53.5 thousand people now.
53,500 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it just like all of a sudden one day you went on and you thought, who are all these people?
Yes.
Or
Yeah. Yep. And I was actually in the Dr. Oz show, and I found that a lot more people were joining. So
What do people post about on there?
It's a private page. They post anything. A lot of people post their feelings, really sensitive topics. We do have protocols going for different types of stuff. They do quotes. Like I said, ask for advice, post their therapeutic stuff on there, share their experiences. So you can post anything on there. It's private.
How helpful has it been for you to have that page and to have that outlet?
It completely turned my life around. It was amazing. I feel more people understand. It's more than it was before. So.
In what way, when you say it turned your life around, what did you notice happening, or what did you notice a change going on with yourself?
I wasn't alone. There's a lot of people who kind of went through stuff like me, but I just felt alone in life. So,
how much have the relationships been built through that page?
I've built a lot of relationships, and I've lost some too. But I have a lot of new friends now that understand. So,
how far and wide has the reach been?
The world. I've had people. I actually looked last night. We have Australia, we have Africa, India. The main one's UK, Ireland. It's all over the world.
What kind of message does that send? That you are seeing people from all over the world,
right?
In terms of, like, first of all, you felt you were alone. Yep. Sometimes we think, well, gosh, maybe this is an issue just in our community, or maybe it's just an issue in our state. But this is a global issue.
Yep.
How much do you feel we need to talk about that and talk about mental health?
It needs to be out there. Not a lot of people understand. They think it's all in our heads, that we can control it, and it's not.
When somebody posts on the Facebook page, what do you do? Because you said there are some protocols. So I imagine when people are talking about sensitive topics, how do you kind of review what's posted there, and then what kind of action might you take sometimes if you see something?
I have a messenger group with all my admins and mods. They help me approve posts and all that stuff like that. And we actually look at their Facebook. If they're in danger to themselves or others, we look at their Facebook to see where they live, and we call the local police department. I'm not trying to make people scared that, oh, I'm going to call the cops on you if you're having bad thoughts. It's more just keeping us safe as a group, so we're not like, oh, you didn't do anything about this, they told you going to do it. I've had that happen before. That's why I put the protocol in place.
Well, I think that's important too, because if someone's posting on there, they're reaching out.
Mm-hmm.
And that reaching out can be a sign that they want someone to care. And at the end of the day, that's what you're doing by taking that step, is showing somebody that you care. And by the way, as we're having this discussion, we do want everyone to know about the 988 Lifeline, that Lifeline hotline number, that if you're recognizing yourself in this conversation, if you're recognizing that you or a friend could be in immediate danger, call that 988 hotline. They can walk you through some steps to take, and they can let you know that you're not alone. And that's very important as we continue through these discussions, because those are the types of posts you're talking about, people who are in a crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Having the support of the group, how has that helped you stay on that even keel and know that you've got people out there who care about you?
I don't know. Just, I know we can go to each other for everything. Mm-hmm. So.
You said you were able to get therapy.
Yep.
And do you continue that today?
Yep, I do.
How much does that help you?
We're now focusing a lot on my traumas, and it's really helped me. It gets really emotional sometimes, and the appointment, but it's helped.
What have you learned about yourself to be able to know that this is something that you can get past? And
I just know I'm strong. Not a lot of people can get past what happened to me, so. This makes me proud of myself that
And
I
you
can do this.
And you should be. What message do you want to send to other people? If
No
if they
one's-
see that, exactly, if they kind of hear, I know where you're coming from. I was through some traumatic experiences. I was bullied as well. And gosh, it just gets so tough because it can be
Right.
tough.
Yeah.
What do you want them to know?
No one's alone. It's going to be okay. Reach out. That's my main thing. Is don't be scared to reach out. So I was scared to reach out. So
Were you open with your family right away, or was that kind of
No.
a little, no? What was
No.
that journey like for you to be able to go to them?
It took several psych hospital admissions and a lot of talking to therapists to figure out how to tell my family about my trauma and what to do, how my family would react to what happened to me. So
You had them there supporting you even before you kind of opened up about everything, though, right?
they were always there.
How do you tell people who might think that, well, gosh, I'm not sure my family is supporting me? Do they just keep asking, keep looking, keep finding? Maybe it's going to be through the Facebook page that they find the support they need. Maybe it's going to be through somebody down the street. How do people keep looking?
What I learned is a lot of people have different ways to tell people. So if you like ask someone, be like, hey, what's your thoughts and how do I tell my parents this? What's like, how do I bring it up? That's what happened to me. And they're pretty much just saying, just bring it up. It can go one way or another way. It can go like mine cried. It was like, wow, I didn't realize that happened. And I think they gave me more support from reaching out. So this thing could be like, oh, I'll have my family with me if I reach out. That's my thing.
People can surprise you, right?
Yes.
You never know how they're going to react. And now you find even more support through the Facebook page.
Yes.
53,000 people. The growth of that. You said you were surprised?
I was really surprised. I wasn't trying to make it a complete, big, huge thing. I just did it to do it. So
What is the process if people are like, well, this sounds like a group that would be helpful to me? What do they need to do, and how do you allow people in?
look up my group, hashtag mental health awareness. The MHA is capitalized. It's on Facebook. And then you put join group, and we have questions. If I can remember their questions. I know one is like, why would you like to join the group? I can't really remember all the questions.
You want to make sure people are there for the right reasons,
Yes.
though, is the reason for those questions.
Yeah.
And so you monitor, as it's grown, how much help have you had to get to monitor? Because when it was just a couple people a day, you probably were, you were coasting, Alicia. You were good at getting everybody in there. But now how many people help you out, and how have you added people to do so along the way?
I was actually by myself until like 25 to 30,000 people.
Oh my.
I didn't know what the admins and mods were until one of my, I wouldn't say a friend anymore, he's one of the ones that helped me create the group. He told me about it, and now I have maybe 10 admins and mods that help me, like I said, all over the world. So.
And you have rules, I imagine? If
We
people
do.
cross the line, you kick them out.
Yep.
How important has it been to you to create that safe space and to know that not just anybody can come on there and throw any kind of comment that they want, because that just continues the cycle of trauma that you went through? So how important was it for you to continue to have or to build a safe environment?
It just made me happy that someone can be able to tell, not just keep it bottled inside their head. So.
And know that people are going to be supportive,
Yeah.
and comforting.
Yep.
Yeah. Where would you like to see the page grow from here and your message grow from here?
I want the word for mental health to keep on going. That's one of my dreams. I want this to reach more people and just be, it's going to be okay. You're not alone. So.
And what should people know about you and others who are in the group?
All of us have gone through our own stuff. All of us went through something in life. It's seen stuff, it's, yeah.
I love the overarching message, though, that you're not alone and it's going to be okay, because that's what, this is the positive of social media. We hear so much bad. And has there been some concern maybe from your family as well, as they've watched your journey and they've seen you travel this path to healing? How concerned have they been maybe as they've seen the numbers grow and say 53,000 people, Allie, I don't know if they're all going to be nice to you?
Oh, it's always like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I've dealt with a lot of people who weren't really nice to me through this group. So you learn.
Yeah.
So.
How are you able to handle that now, though, that maybe you weren't when you were 14 years old? What tools have you gained in your toolbox?
I still kind of take it to heart.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Yeah, but legally, technically, I can't really talk about like what others were doing, or whatever, because it's a private group. It's private. But
yeah, you don't want to step on toes. But for you to be able to cope with it now better, you have those mechanisms through some of the support that you've received.
Yep.
That's absolutely good. And you have 53,000 people backing you up
Yep.
if someone crosses the line too. Any final thought, any final message you want people to know?
Just communicate. That's my main thing. That's my thing I'm still working on. Is sometimes I don't talk. I just keep it inside my head and it explodes. You don't want to hit the explode, so.
I think that's an important thing to say as well, that this is a journey. Not every day is going to be perfect, but you try to make as many good days as you can. And your Facebook group is one way that you have found that people are able to do that. I know that all those people appreciate your support and being there to help and support them. Yep. Your family is here as we record this, supporting you, and I know that you appreciate that. They're over there smiling, so that's a good thing, because you are doing a good thing. Part of this is talking and letting people feel comfortable in expressing the challenges they face, letting people know that they are heard and they are seen. That's the name of the podcast, Hear Me, See Me. So, Alicia, we thank you for hearing others and seeing others and giving them a space to know that they are not alone, and we're glad that you know you are not alone. If anybody needs resources, there is a whole list that we've compiled at wibw.com/hearmeseme. Again, remember that 988 Lifeline. If you are interested in the group, like Allie said, you search the hashtag mental health awareness with each word capitalized. That's the easiest way to find it. You got a cool graphic that illustrates the support group as well. Answer the questions and see if it's maybe something where you can find that safe space and know that you are not alone as well. Allie, thank you so much. We appreciate you sharing what you've created and sharing yourself with so many others so that they know they're not alone. Thank you for that. We do hear you. We see you. We appreciate you being with us.